Episode 121. Look who's back.
Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. This episode is presented by Wash. Visit the new convenient pickup and drop-off location at 21 Brilliant Avenue in Aspinwall, or click pickupwashdeliver.com and see how easy it can be to do the wash. This episode is also brought to you by One Tom Plumber. Fast, reliable, affordable, 24/7 plumbing and drain cleaning services throughout the Pittsburgh area. Save this number, 412-307-7622.
Between Two Bridges, episode 121. Here with my esteemed co-host, Jerry Kenna.
Welcome back.
Yeah, nice little retreat for a week. Spent some time in the sun. We had 5 days of 80-degree weather.
Fuck you, buddy.
And then 2 of 60-degree weather.
Really?
And I was like a bitch when it went to 60 after it being 80. I got back here today and I'm cold, you know. But it was good.
It was about 40s today here.
Yeah, and you guys got some snow, which is never good for a company that has a delivery business when you're away, because I'm like, what are we doing? Like, my kids had a delay this morning.
Yeah, mine too.
So I was like, kind of like, oh shit. So I reached out to the drivers and was like, hey, don't chance anything. And then we were flying in. I'm like, there's not even any fucking snow here.
Because it all melted by the time.
Oh, so the roads were covered this morning?
Yeah, when I woke up, I got up at 5:30 this morning, and the roads were covered. I got a call that the kids had a delay. The roads were covered, but it was supposed to go up to like 47, 48 degrees, so I knew it wasn't going to last.
Right.
So by the time I left for work, I left for work about 7:30, and the roads were fine.
Yeah. Well, I did something, even on vacation, I don't relax very much. Like, I'm always wanting to go. And
the entrepreneurial curse.
Yeah. So, I visited the dry cleaner down there, went and checked out, make sure they didn't have any trade secrets I didn't know about. And
help them fix a boiler or anything?
I did that on one vacation.
I know.
Help fix a shirt, But, so I do that kind of stupid shit. And I'm always on everybody's ass, like, let's go. And with the way the weather worked out, we kind of established that the first couple of days were going to be pool days because the last couple of days weren't going to be pool days. So that kind of helped me, gear it back because I knew that I had those 2 days at the end. But I think I went out Key West out Friday night. Or no, Sunday night. Sunday night, me and Sarah went out without the kids. We went out, Sarah won a drunken spelling bee. We were 12:30 p.m. or a.m. out. It was nuts.
Wow. We
went to Mr. Z's Pizza, which was reviewed by Dave Portnoy.
Really? Was that good?
It was good. It was actually really good. And the guy, I got it at midnight, so that's when you're going to get the best pizza.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, oh, we're really known for our Philly cheesesteaks. I'm like, give me one of those too. And I didn't eat that till Tuesday morning, but that was also really good. But Portnoy reviewed it. They got a 7.4, I think. And at the end of his thing, it was Dale Earnhardt Jr. lived down there for a couple years.
Oh, did he?
So he was the one that told Portnoy to go there. And Portnoy had a line where he said, Dale's not dead, he's just 2 laps ahead. And I loved that line. That was a good one. And I also went to Surfside, or Seaside Cafe, and it's at the Mansion, and he reviewed that pizza also. So we actually, with kids, you got to get pizza, so we got pizza twice. And food was good, but those last 2 days, after going out all night, Tuesday, I laid her down, and I watched TV. I watched 2 movies back to back for the first time probably in 20 years.
That's nice. And
they were good movies too. The Guardian.
That's a good one.
And what was it? Inglourious Bastards.
Oh yeah, Inglourious Bastards. Yeah. That's good too.
So it was
good.
It was a good trip. We're now in the pay for it mode. So that's
the 2 weeks before and the 2 weeks after. That's what a business owner pays for his vacation.
Yeah. And it's so goddamn expensive down there. Everything is, you wonder how people can afford to live. And I think they go without a lot. You know what I mean? They don't have the things that we have here. Their houses aren't as big. They don't chock them full of shit,
I've only been to Key West one time, and it was only on a
day trip.
Yeah, it was actually a cruise stop.
Yeah.
We were on a cruise, and they stopped there for a day. But that's the only time I've ever been to Key West.
I would tell you a story about me being all blown out on Duval Street and seeing all the girls from Golden Girls like on repeat, and I thought I was roofied. And here a cruise ship came in, and it was like the Golden Girls tribute cruise ship, so they were all dressed up like Blanche. And dude, I was like worried. I didn't know how I was going to explain it to anybody, but I was like, I think my drinks are roofied. I'm all blown out, and all I keep seeing, everybody looks like they're a Golden Girl, dude. I thought I was in for one. And it turns out they were all there to tribute. It was a tribute cruise to the Golden Girls, so they were all dressed up like
That's
them.
great. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of Pittsburgh ties down there. You know, you always run into Pittsburgh people everywhere you go.
Yep.
I had multiple customers that were there. You always try to hook up with people, but vacation's not a time to like, you try.
Yeah.
You know, you give it an honest effort. If it works out, it works out.
Yeah. Yeah. Did everything go smoothly with the business while you were gone? I know you used to shut down, but now that you don't have retail, you kept it going?
Yeah, it worked out. I mean, I haven't really got a full report. You know, like kind of like your employees always kind of don't tell you the whole thing.
No fire drills while you were down there?
Yeah, nothing crazy. It was just simple stuff, you know. Phone calls that were needed to be made, but nothing major. I think one of the days there, I kind of just went radio silent on the phone. They didn't call me. Like, I would answer if they called. But I'm like, you know what? I'm done answering the phone today. And then I called back all the numbers the next day. And 17 out of the 23 phone calls were Verizon cannot complete this call because it was probably, I get these Medicare calls.
Scam calls.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. You know, they want to do away with junk fees. Get at Verizon, if you're listening, add 2 junk fees to my bill and get rid of all the junk calls.
Yeah.
So but it's nice to get away, and you know, it's nice to be back. Mm-hmm. So this was the first year that I really kind of just was on vacation, you know, and that, without having the retail, that helps. But yeah, we travel was good for us. Thankfully, we weren't going through New York, which is an option when you fly to Key West. Like, sometimes they'll fly you that way and then fly you down. And New York was a fucking mess.
Yeah. I have my sales rep that I use for my payroll software. Mm-hmm. He's based out of Philly. And he texted me the other day, said they had 33 inches and counting. And my response was, keep that shit out there, buddy.
Yeah.
Because I am over it.
There were some people in Philly in our condo that I talked to, and I always find it funny to hear like the other team's fans' perspective of how a historic game went, you know? And the one that they were talking about with me was the Max Talbot, Aaron Asham fight. And I'm like,
Is that the one where he
shushed him?
Yeah.
But the Flyers were up in the series, I think, and they were up in the game, and they had us on the ropes. And if you ask anybody on that team in these documentaries, they always say they go back to that. And they were like, he should have never fought him. He should have just skated away. They're like, yeah, but he fucked him up. And I'm like, yeah, but you haven't had a cup since '73, dude. And maybe that would have been your year. Like, it's just funny to hear a different fan's perspective. And I can't hide it because I have a Penguin tattoo and a Steeler tattoo on my back. So, like, not like, root for the Flyers, guys. And they were drinking, giggling, talking like chooches. So it was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that was that, I guess, in a nutshell. My kids were well behaved. Every year it gets a little bit older with them.
Yeah.
You see the other families carrying the diaper bags and like.
It definitely gets easier as these kids get older. Man, whenever they're young, trying to take a beach trip and having to take a wagon full of stuff and something for them to lay in the beach and this and all the stuff to keep them occupied, man, it was like a nightmare.
Yeah, it was like almost not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now enjoyable. It's like they carry their own shit and they just go hang out on the beach and it's like, man. And then you go with family that still has these little kids and you're like, man, it sucks for you.
Yeah. Well, when we were in that phase, my wife used to laugh. She'd say, we're not going on vacation. We're just parenting in a different state.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what it is.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And I mean, it's always nice to just kind of get far enough away where you can't really turn back.
Yep.
You know, that's like, I kind of enjoy going to camp because it's kind of that scenario where you're just a little too far away to make it make sense to drive back.
Yep.
But yeah, and if anybody's going to Key West, they can hit us up on here. I'll give you all the advice. We've been there enough.
That's your spot.
Yeah, I've gone to the good restaurants, the bad ones, the in-between ones. I've been stuck in some bad situations down there and some good ones. Some sober ones and some not.
Well, it's good to have you back. We didn't film last week. We did drop an episode. We doubled up. But
that was a good episode too. Let's do it on the plane today. It was short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah, but it was weird not filming last week. I was like, had a little withdrawal. I'm like, man, I kind of could go for a little podcast time. So whenever we were talking about, are we filming tonight? I'm like, yeah, I kind of need some podcast time.
Yeah, and I like the way we got it going, where we're doing it the same kind of time every week. So that kind of you don't want to lose that time. That's with anything. Like when I used to do we talked on the episode with Matt, like the bowling league or the golf leagues. As soon as you start missing for this or that, that's when they go away. Because then you missed because you had to get a root canal, and now you missed because everything becomes more important. So you got to stay consistent.
Yep.
It's starting to get dark later, which is nice.
Yep.
That's always good for the psyche.
Yeah, and it's been a little bit warmer. You can go outside and don't need a tassel cap and gloves, and it's not
defrost a truck.
Yeah, you're not like getting windburn in your face. It's not as brutal outside. We did have a decent rainstorm last week where it did wash the salt off, and we got a little bit of snow, so I think they did salt again. But
we had power outage at my house like a couple of days ago for quite a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The neighbors said that the power company told them that a possum chewed some wires in the transformer or something, and I'm like,
really?
Sounds like a far-fetched tale. I didn't know possums climb telephone poles, but
that sounds wild.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the other thing with vacationing now as an adult. You get all these notifications on your phone like, oh, Guardian's out. Why is it out? Power's out. Then Comcast is texting you at fucking 2:50 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I wanted to call him back and be like, yo, bro, I got the sliding glass door open and I'm listening to the Gulf of America crash against the shores of Key West. You think I give a fuck if my internet's out at home? Quit texting me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they did... They put a big Gulf of America sign on the one beach down there.
Really?
Yeah, and it's to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States. And then in 28, Key West actually turns 200.
Okay.
So I'm sure that'd be a good time to go down there and get all loose. You can rent a golf cart and just drive around, but it's like it's like you're in the United States. You have the comfort and the safety of being in the United States. You have a Navy base and a Coast Guard base right there. Like no one's fucking with you there, and you feel like you're in the Caribbean So I don't know why people go to Mexico with all that shit that's going on.
Yeah, it's a wild time in Mexico. That's the cartel took over a couple airports and people were trapped down there.
Yeah, I mean,
it's wild.
Kudos to them. I mean, if you're gonna get me, trap me there. Don't trap me in an airport in fucking New York. At least get me down there hanging.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's I've said that for a while. Like I've never gone to Mexico. I've never really had a desire to go to Mexico. Even when we go on these cruises, I like to go on cruises. And some, I get why people don't like it. People don't like being out on the ocean and like that. I do. It doesn't bother me being out there. I ignore the possibility of, sinking, the death that could happen.
Yeah, if everybody's going down though, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, but
you and Amber could be like the Titanic. You could be like Jack.
Yeah, she'd let me on the door.
I don't know about that. Speak for her.
Now that I'm down a couple pounds, we could probably both fit on the door. But even when we go on these islands, like, dude, I get uneasy. Like, if we do something, like, I got to be in control of the situation. But some of these places they're third world countries. That's what they are. And I'm always like hyper alert of my surroundings and my situation and who's around me and what's going on. And even in this last cruise that we were on last year, we had a situation where a guy got belligerent and started mouthing off. And, but you're in a foreign country, and you got to be real careful.
Yeah, you get picked up by the po-po, man. You're in trouble.
And you're in a foreign country, and a lot of times these cruise ships will tell you, not to take your passport with you because you don't want to lose it. Because as long as you have your cruise card and an identification, like a driver's license, you're good. Well, now but if you end up getting into a situation where you're arrested, now you're in a foreign country with no passport. So, we ended up with a situation where a guy got belligerent and started trying to start trouble.
Was he a local?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just a panhandler. What it was this guy with a monkey.
Pictures.
And he was trying to get me to hold the monkey so that he could take a picture. And I'm like, I don't want to touch your monkey. Like, get away from me.
Yeah, I don't know how that translates, but let me translate it for you. I'm not touching your monkey.
And now a brief word from our sponsors. You've got a full plate. Kids, meetings, workouts, side hustles. There's better things to do than laundry. Introducing Wash, laundry reimagined for the modern world. Schedule your pickup in seconds via the convenient web app. Wash picks up your clothes, cleans with care, and brings them back fresh and ready to wear. But it's more than garments. From bedding and table linens to shoes, hats, purses, and more. Wash handles all your life's fabric, leaving you more time for life. Visit pickupwashdeliver.com and see how convenient it can be to do the wash. And now, back to the show.
So they have this like white Vert Blanc sauce that's pretty popular in Key West. And I asked them one time, I don't think it was this year, maybe last year, but I was like, what's the secret to this? And the dude was like, if just melt 18 sticks of butter at your house and season it, and that's the Vert Blanc. I'm like, that's why I don't.
Wine, I think.
Yeah, it's like, that's why I don't cook like that at home. Yeah, this is not good for you at all. But I'm like, can I get a side? Like doing shooters of Vert Blanc, cheersing the Navy guy. Like, yeah, dude. Wait till you're 42, bro.
Yeah.
And the airport, I think we touched on it. The new airport is nice. They did a good job.
Easy to get through.
Easy to get through. That 2 hours getting there before, I've never done that, and I refuse to do it now. It was unique though. Both airports were brand new. They just opened the Key West air poop. Excuse me. Yeah, air poop. So you used to get off on the tarmac and walk over to the.
Oh yeah,
the
that's what you said. Yeah.
This one, you get off and there's a Starbucks there.
Oh.
So, and it was awesome. It was easy to get through. And
do you still need to get to the Pittsburgh airport 2 hours early?
No, fuck no. All you're gonna do is sit at the gate. I mean, if you're first class, this is the biggest fucked up thing I don't understand. And maybe you can elaborate. First class to me, yeah, the seats are nice, right? The luxuries are nice. But why do they load you first?
I don't know.
Because now you're sitting there
watching all the
fucking normal people get on and bump into you for an hour. They should have a lounge where you go sit.
I agree.
And like 11 seconds before you take off, like that, take your luggage on, put your luggage on.
Yeah, I agree.
Get on.
We should have a lounge. I say we, like I fly first class all the time.
You did it once, huh?
Yeah,
it's going to be hard to go back.
I did it like 3 times, and I'm like, we. Yeah, there should be a lounge.
Right.
Where first class people get to sit and drink for free. Because you drink.
On
that's
a plane.
The thing. First class people, you drink for free.
Right.
There should be a lounge where you get to sit and drink for free and wait for
all the debauchery to go on.
To get in there. And then, okay, we're about to be wheels up. First class people, finish your drinks.
Yeah.
Get on, buckle up, let's get the fuck out of here.
I know. And then get off. Because
then first class people get off, and then everybody else gets off.
Right.
That way, we don't even have to see all the other people.
That's it. I mean, it's.
We don't want them to see us. We don't want to see them.
Because you walk in, and then especially if you're a celebrity and you're flying first class, because now you're sitting there, and people are looking to see who's sitting in first class.
It's uncomfortable.
It's
these people are looking at us while we're sitting there drinking our free alcohol.
Pinkies up. Every one of them fuckers are drinking their coffee and drinks with
their
big
comfy
up.
chairs. Like, yeah, I paid for this seat. What the fuck? Leave me alone.
And before kids, I'd always be like, yeah, Remember this face. I'm in the exit row, bitch. You're going to need me before I need you.
I'll tell you what, though. The first time I flew first class, I was flying by myself, flying to California. And I kind of splurged for it because I was flying by myself. And I'm like, it's just me. I wonder how much more it could be. And it was like, I think a regular seat was like $300 and some bucks, and a first class seat was like $700 round trip. So I'm like, $400, fuck it, I'm doing it. So I did it, and then I'm sitting in that seat, and the lady comes over and she's like, "Mr. Kenna," and I'm like, "Bitch knows my name," and I'm like, "Yeah," and she's like, "What can I get you to drink?" And I'm like, "Water," and she's like, "Any alcoholic beverage? It's included." And I was like, "Oh. Sure."
Two for me and two for this guy.
Yeah.
I'm buying your drink.
Yeah, it's on me, bud. So, I ended up with probably like a Maker's or something on the rocks. And I'm sitting there drinking bourbon, and I'm like, this is fucking great. And then she brings over this thing of warm nuts and shit. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know if I could ever go back.
Yeah.
And then the next time when I was flying with all four of us, and I looked at the price, and I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I'm going back.
Yeah, I'm heading to the back.
I'm heading to the back because this is, it's way more, because that's the thing, dude.
My stepdad and my mom just did it recently. They flew somewhere, and same thing. The price is, I guess if you book early enough or late enough, it's cheaper. Then it's not that exorbitant, you know what I mean?
Right.
You're going on vacation, you're going to spend a couple $1,000. What's $400?
Right.
So they did it, and he's like saying this all to me. He's like, I never would go. I'm like, all right, look, so it cost you an extra $400. I got a family of 4.
That's $1,600.
Yeah. So I'll be in the back of the bus. You know?
We're just looking at flights for a trip this year, and like just flying economy Southwest, it's going to cost us $2,000. Right. Just to get to Florida.
Well, if you remember right, I talked about driving.
Mm-hmm.
And then we waited. We didn't book our flights until 2 weeks before we left. And we saved a significant amount of money booking late.
Really?
Yeah. It was wild. And then I think I realized that with certain destinations like Key West, there's only so many hotel rooms to go around. So once they book up, those flights that are in and out of there are just for the locals coming and going. There's no real demand closer to the date you get there. So there's nowhere to stay. So no one's just like, hey, let's book a flight and go to Key West the second week of February, because people that did that all tried to save money by booking when they rented their place a year ago. So that, we caught it right, So we flew down there for like $1,200, family of 4, round trip, which is cheap.
Real cheap.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at a round trip to Fort Myers for like $2,000.
Yeah. So,
which is actually still not bad.
Right, because if you drive, the way I did it, I used ChatGPT. I figured it out. Hotel room one night, and gas. It was going to cost me $1,300 to drive. I really wanted the Bronco down there, and glad I didn't take it. You could Turo. Have you ever seen that app? Mm-hmm. So Turo, you could have Toro'd a Bronco for like 5 days. It would have been like $800. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Because I feel like the golf cart's just right where I need to be. 15 beers in a golf cart, I've been doing that for the last 20 years.
If you're going to Toro a Bronco, you didn't need it for 5 days.
Right.
One day, go drive, do some exploring, get it back.
But
5 days is too much.
If I play a round of golf, I'm about 12 beers in, and I never wrecked a golf cart. So my theory was 21 miles per hour is probably my max speed I need to be going down there. And the Bronco, then you're locking it in. You're driving on a beach you're not supposed to be driving it on.
Yeah.
The golf cart, they were like, there was 2 there, and I was like, give me the normal one with the regular tires, because they ride quieter at night. Because at night you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So yeah, good trip all in all, and just glad to be back actually. We've talked so much about this next phase of our businesses that when you take that time off, you're itching to get there. I'm ready to get back. So commercial client signed up while we were gone, hitting that account tomorrow. So that's kind of cool. We got like some celebrity client that signed up also, which is kind of cool. That's fun. New regime here in Pittsburgh. So, and then we're going to attack the draft. The draft's coming. So there's some fun things on the horizon here. And I can only hope the Coastal Cleaners calls me. He's like, we're going to take you up on that.
We were thinking about what you said.
Yeah.
We think Wash South is a great idea.
Yeah. It's funny because that whole branding concept is like what they need, because like they're lost in that coastal town, coastal, you know what I mean? Like they're just, I haven't looked at their books, but I think that if I would implement my system there, they would be much busier if they wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because like they're missing half of their clientele. And I feel like with our system, they would get all of the clientele. The transient people that don't even, because like, who the fuck is looking for a dry cleaners down there? No one. But if you advertise with our system and explain like, we're not doing dry cleaning, we're giving you freedom of laundry while you're down here for a month, like that would be their move.
Yeah.
So TBD on that. And I have enough clients. I mean, I probably have 10 customers a year that go to Key West.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, I could get you 10 more customers, guaranteed. But yeah, all in all, fun week. And so what's this acquisition mode you're going into? You want to talk about it, or is it hush hush?
We'll talk about it.
You're going
I'm just going through a thought process, but I'm thinking in December, I decided it was time to put the hammer down. I've worked really hard on building systems and processes and getting things straight here, and we've done that. And then I decided it was time to put the hammer down, go into growth mode, and we've done that. And over the last couple months, we've grown a lot. I've picked up a lot of new clients, and we're onboarding and going hard. And over the last week or so, I've been kicking around the idea, and I've not said anything to you, but to anybody but you, and now to everybody on the podcast. That,
well, you didn't have to say it. We could edit this part out.
I'm kicking around the idea of possibly looking at
kicking tires,
possibly acquiring another accounting firm. So I've put some feelers out. There's a brokerage that focuses only on accounting firms. Here's the thing. The average age of the people that own accounting firms is much older than me.
Right. And that's not unique to accounting.
No, it's businesses in general.
Right.
But accounting, I'm seeing, based on what I've learned in the last 2 months of taking over all these new accounts, is all these people have two things in common. The service that they're getting is horrible. I'm doing so much work to clean up awful books. I mean, I'm working with clients that are working with big firms, not large firms, but expensive firms, paying big money for horrible work.
Yeah.
And so the service that people are getting from these firms is atrocious. And then the other thing that I'm finding from a lot of this is that a lot of firms are shutting down. They're selling
or getting out.
And the sale of these firms, they're selling to large firms. And because of that, a lot of people are looking to leave and they're coming to me. Because the way these firms are, the way the transition is happening, to give an example without keeping everything anonymous, obviously, is a client will be with somebody for a long time, an accountant for a long time. That accountant will decide, I'm done. He'll sell to a large firm. He'll be with, a lot of times that accountant will stay with that firm for a certain period of time. But then while he's with that firm, that large firm will then say, well, we've decided that this person over here in our staff is more equipped to handle this account.
Yeah, they're just weeding him out.
Right. So now it's like, okay, well, now I'm not even using
Doug,
the guy that I don't even know who this new person is. Or they're just not really comfortable, or this firm is way far away, or they feel like they're getting lost in the shuffle. It's not always a good fit. The bottom line is a lot of firms are selling. The reason why is that this business is changing, and a lot of these old timers don't want to deal with it.
They're fucking sick of it.
The IRS, for example, and this is kind of a simple thing that I'm sure a lot of them isn't. It's not. It's just a real simple thing. It's probably not driving the sale, but for example, this year, if you get a refund on your tax return, you have to get a direct deposit. No paper checks. The government is now fully implemented on 100% computer use. So everything is being checked by computers. So they're automatically sending out letters if there's any sort of deficiencies. It's causing a lot more work, and things are the business has changed.
Yeah.
And clients are demanding different things. They want to be able to upload into portals. Things are different.
Yeah.
The payroll business has changed. The tax business has changed. The accounting business has changed. And a lot of these guys that are in their 70s.
Yeah, if you're trying to get through for another couple of years, you don't want to invest in software and updating your systems. And for what?
And it's just not cheap.
Right.
So if you have a firm that's doing $200,000-$300,000 a year, you don't want to spend $25,000 on freaking software.
Right. Not worth it.
Fuck it. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quit. I'm going to sell this shit and be done with it.
Yeah, I'll pocket the 25 and whatever I can get for it and go.
Right. So my thought is that, well, I'm in a position where I can just scoop it up.
Yeah, and I think that's not just your industry. That's every industry. There's so many people that are, between 65 and 70 that have built solid businesses. They're not businesses where you're going to go sit on a beach and they're going to just run themselves and you're going to make $1 million a year. Those businesses are few and far between, and people that are in their 60s and 70s don't sell those kinds of businesses.
Right.
But if you can buy, if you're in the woodworking business and you want to set out for your own and you want to do something, you need to start looking, because chances are there's somebody in the area that's selling a woodworking business that has all the equipment and some clientele, and that's the entry point for people,
Yeah, and without giving away numbers or talking, revenue numbers or anything like that, but in looking at the firms that are currently listed for sale in the Pittsburgh area, what I've come to realize is that we're among, revenue-wise, we're among the mid to higher range.
Right.
We've built a pretty strong business here. And I think that if we can do one or two medium-sized acquisitions, we could probably become one of the biggest privately owned accounting firms in the Pittsburgh area.
Right. And like one of the things with like in my industry is there's a couple out there right now that I could probably buy tomorrow and be a pretty large dry cleaner. But that's not the goal, because what happens is now you're just like a blow it out, send it out dry cleaners, and I've never wanted to be that. But like, you wonder how long these guys would stick around and not finally just say, fuck it, I'm done. Like, is it this tax season their last one, So now you're giving them, that's always been my fear when you're buying a business and you're already in that field, is like, do we give them this money and they're going to leave anyway?
So yeah, and that's always the question. And then in accounting and tax, the problem is that, and the structure of the deal is how you circumvent this. You're basically buying a client list, right? Because you don't necessarily know that client list is coming to you.
Right.
You bought that business, but that doesn't necessarily mean any of those clients are staying. So typically those deals are broken out into some sort of earnout.
Right.
And that's how I would approach it.
Any service business is like that. I mean,
Right.
It's been some years since I bought my last cleaners, but the way it was structured was we're going to give you a flat price and then you're going to get a percentage of sales based on who stays. Because, some people just are loyal to you, and some people don't trust the new guy. And
the whole idea would be, if you're 75 years old and you're running an accounting firm, I am not going to run the firm the same way you are. I've built my systems and processes in order for my business to run as efficiently as it is.
And stay in business.
So I'm going to implement my systems into your business, which means some of your clients may not like that. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's not going to survive if I can't do that. I won't be able to handle that. So I've got to then make a bunch of changes to make sure that I can continue to run that business. So in that change, I've got to be able to make sure that I can retain all those clients. Now, I think that in my experience, and I've bought out 2 other firms, so it wouldn't be like my first firm that I've ever bought out. Most people are, like you said, they're loyal to that, to that person. But when you come in and you say, hey, listen, we're implementing, we provide this software, you'll be able to, for instance, one of the firms that I bought out, he was super old school and he didn't e-file tax returns. Everything was paper filed. That first year I took over his clients, they were like, all right, so do I have to sign and mail all this stuff in? I'm like, oh no, you're e-filing. You just have to sign here. I'm going to e-file it. It'll be direct deposit. They're like, oh, well, that's amazing. I didn't know that. Oh, that's great. So it was a big change for them.
Yeah.
But it was a very welcome change.
Right.
So, we're going to make a lot of changes and that the clients of that firm may not be used to the fact that I can upload all my documents right into your system and you're just going to do it and I don't have to actually come in and drop anything off and it's all electronic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Your payroll software that's it. Oh, okay. So I'm not, not everybody spends the money that I spend on software. Not everybody does what I do.
Right.
But we work and operate the way we as efficiently as we do now because of what I've spent on software.
Right.
But the nice thing about my tax software is it's all cloud-based. So I can use that software package. If, say I were to buy a firm that's on the other side of the city, I don't have to buy another license for my tax software. It's cloud-based. So I just have to hook up some computers over there and I can have another location.
Right.
So I don't have to necessarily tell all those clients, you have to drive to Cheswick now. I can put a sign up over there and say, no, it's just Landmark East or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times those firms come with staff and it's just going to be a matter of retraining and making sure that they're going to understand how we operate.
Right.
So, it's just going to depend on the deal and how it works. But I've put some feelers out to this brokerage that deals with this kind of stuff and see if the deal comes up. But yeah, I'm actively pursuing other firms. I'm going to try to buy a firm this year.
Yeah, we're going into March when this airs, so it wouldn't be for this tax season.
No, and nobody in their right mind, firm in their right mind would sell in the middle of tax season because this is their bread and butter.
Right. That's what we buy dry cleaners in July for a reason.
Yeah.
Because they just got through the busy season. Mm-hmm. They put that last bankroll.
Yeah, anybody that has it listed right now is intending to sell right after they make all their money.
Right. When I originally bought Doro, he was taking cash. He didn't even function with a cash drawer at that point. He just had it all in his pocket and was just divvying change, obviously. Yeah. So, but I get it. You put all those years in, you want your last payday.
Yeah. So they're going to get their money for tax season and then we would take over after that. But, there's other issues too. I've looked at a couple, I've had to sign some NDAs and I've reviewed a couple firms so far. And you know, my hourly rate is higher than some of the firms that I've looked at. That may become an issue,
right?
Because I'm not going to discount my hourly rate, so that may become an issue with these clients. But
it is what it is, man.
It is what it is. But my clients don't have a problem paying it because they know what they're paying for.
Don't speak for your clients.
Oh, they're not leaving.
They're not leaving. That's right. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the basis of anything. You do good work, you can raise your prices. You know,
it's like you said a long time ago, and I've actually talked about you in conversation, because you raised the price of what it costs to dry clean a shirt probably before anybody else, because you saw what it cost to do it.
Right. And do it the way I wanted to do it.
That you had to do it.
Right.
And nobody else did. So what happened?
They're closed.
Exactly.
Sustainability, you know,
Right.
and we move money around. It's not like we're flushing the coffers. It's like we're moving. If I didn't do that, like I think about that quite a bit. If I'd have stayed at $3.25 a shirt, I'd be done.
Right.
You know, I'd be looking at where am I getting that extra, you know, $2,000-$3,000 to pay this bill. And I'd be saying to myself, oh, I better raise the prices of my shirts, but it's too late.
Right.
Because it comes in too slow.
And I'm sure that there's people that see my bill come in and they see what my hourly rate is and they're like, and this asshole's driving a Corvette. Listen, my credit card processing company pays for my Corvette, not my accounting firm. And the bottom line is, in order for the accounting firm to be able to survive, the hourly rate has to be what it is, because it's not just about paying the labor rate. It's about paying for the software and paying for the continuing education and paying for the building and the computers and the utilities and the...
Well, that's one of the things I take away from looking at that cleaners down there. Like their dry cleaning machine was old, you know, and it's getting piecemeal together to get through another day. If something tragically bad happens to that dry cleaning machine, there is no longer a dry cleaners in the Keys. Like done. But like my dry cleaning machine is like new, and it was $70,000. So every piece that comes out of that dry cleaning machine has to pay for that machine. It's not like I bought a fishing vessel for myself on the Allegheny and every piece that comes out of that's got to pay for that. It's got to pay. It's all got to pay for itself.
This episode is also presented by One Tom Plumber. At One Tom Plumber, in-house licensed plumbers bring rapid response and expert solutions straight to your home or business. Whether it's an emergency or routine plumbing service, they're your one call 24/7 to clear the problem and restore comfort. Trusted across Pittsburgh and surrounding communities with transparent pricing, respectful service, and true reliability. Save this number for when you need it most. 412-307-7622. That's 412-307-7622. Or visit BetweenTwoBridgesPodcast.com/support.
Well, just as an example, you know, Jenna, one of my accountants, she's been with me since 2020. And she typically works remote. She lives in Ohio. But during tax season, she comes here, right? Thank God. And she came in a couple weeks ago for the first time for the season. She comes in and she's setting up, and we're getting her computer set up, and all of a sudden her computer goes black and it won't start. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I tried to do a couple things. Now I have a little bit of a little IT experience from my college days. I can't get this thing to run. So what do? Thankfully, I have another computer here that it's a backup, so I can get her back up and running temporarily, but I got to order another computer.
Right.
So, and I can't buy her a $300 computer at Best Buy because this thing's got to run and it's got to be reliable and it's got to work. So I get on Dell's website and I order a new computer, and whatever it was, you know, $1,500. But you know, that's the kind of shit I got to be able to do.
10 tax returns.
Yeah, but I got to be able to do it. I got to be able to get it done.
Right.
And it is what it is. And the business has to be able to sustain that.
Right. And for everybody that wants to complain about a $200 tax return, it's like, well, I had to buy this computer. You know, the next 10 returns are free.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a dime from them. Mm-hmm. So, and you got to put her.
I just had to buy her another computer, and then we had to put together a new assembly station this year. There was a $1,500 computer on there, and then $3,000 worth of supplies to make sure that we can assemble tax returns, and
it never ends. That's the joys of being a small business and being a business owner. Like people think that like, oh well, I paid $100 for dry cleaning this week. It's like it cost me $110 to do it.
Fucking $30,000 photocopier over there.
Yeah,
like everything. There's so much in the accounting world. There's such a wide range of costs associated with. I have an accountant. Okay, because you can have an accountant that is a guy that worked in his basement and is, has no overhead and just does it on the side or whatever. And hey, listen, there's some guys, when I got started, that's the guy I got started with. That's what he did. And he was great. But he'll even admit he had no overhead.
Right.
Right. And when he would hand clients over to me, the first thing he would say to him, his prices aren't going to be like mine. He's got overhead.
Right.
He's got employees. He's got a mortgage. He's got overhead. So don't expect his prices to be like my prices.
Right.
But so you've got that, and then you've got like PricewaterhouseCoopers that's at the U.S. Steel Building. Okay. Okay. We're somewhere in the middle there.
Right.
But like people have this, you may have like this idea in your head that like, I should be paying $50 an hour because this guy in the basement that has no overhead and only charged me $50 an hour, but that's just not the case.
It's all relevant, man. I mean, it's all relevant.
But yeah, so we're actively seeking some acquisitions, I think, and I said in December we're putting the pedal down, and that's in always. We're gonna keep looking for new clients, and so we're going to grow this year both organically and through acquisitions. It's going to be aggressive.
From now till next February.
Until otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's what we do it for. Mm-hmm.
It's go time.
Yeah, the only way to make yourself better is to get more work.
Yeah. In accounting, payroll, like if I got presented with an opportunity to buy a payroll company, I'd buy that too.
Yeah.
And credit card portfolios. I'd buy them too.
Well, if you're out there looking to get out, if you want to retire to the Keys, I'll give you a good place to eat. Jerry will buy your business.
I'll buy it.
So
in financial, I don't want anything. I'm focusing on the big three right now.
There's
accounting, credit card processing, and payroll. That's all I'm interested in right now.
I saw that there's a Papa John's for sale in the Keys.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not built for slinging pizzas.
No, I don't want. I got to stay focused on my area of expertise. That's what I know best.
That's where I'm at with like, I know that I bought a dry cleaner because I had a PhD in dry cleaning. I have another business and I'm looking to make a move to like, I don't want to unload it. I just want to bring someone in to kind of focus on it, see if it's worth saving, But that can't be me. I'm going to focus on what I'm good at.
Yeah.
So, and running a dry cleaners, we'll see how good I was when I go tomorrow and see what the hell's going on. I was down there today doing spots and stuff. There's a lot that I do that I wouldn't expect somebody else to do. I could probably teach somebody eventually, but right now I just got to make yourself relevant, right? If you're totally irrelevant, then they'll just say, why don't we just buy him out? So, all right, well, next week we got some stuff in the pipeline, and I think we're taking this show on the road if Nate can figure it out. What do you think, Nate? You think you can get it out there?
Yeah, we're gonna go on a road, and it's in a couple weeks, right?
Got 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the podcast on tour.
On tour. It's going to be fun.
I have 2 stops lined up. If you think that this would be a good fit in your establishment, it's not too loud and you can entertain us on a weeknight, we'll come. We're on tour. Prestige worldwide.
Boats and hose.
Boats and hose. All right, well, love you, bud.
Love you too, bud. Good to have you back.
Yeah, and if you're thinking about giving up, just fucking wait a day.
Just wait a day, man.
Yeah, if that's in business, if you're going to give up, wait a day. In life, if you're ready to kick it, just fucking wait a day.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
All right, man.
Thank you for listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. Find and follow us on your preferred podcast streaming platform. Join us socially on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Visit our website for links to all the businesses we've showcased, additional content, and merch. If you or someone you know would like to be on the show, email us at info@betweentwobridgespodcast.com. Till next time, make it till you rake it.
I just got your text. I'm on my motherfucking way.